A midday nap can feel like a luxury for students, but when you look closely at what it does inside the brain, it becomes clear that it is much more of an academic tool than a moment of indulgence. The period after lunch is a natural energy dip for most people, driven by circadian rhythms and the steady buildup of mental fatigue from morning classes, assignments, and social interactions. When a student takes a short nap during this window, the brain shifts into a state where it can perform rapid, high-impact maintenance, clearing temporary clutter from working memory, rebalancing neurotransmitters involved in attention, and even strengthening new neural connections formed during the morning's learning. Because the nap is short, usually 10 to 30 minutes, it doesn't dive into deep sleep, so the student wakes up feeling refreshed rather than groggy, and the brain emerges sharper than before. One of the most powerful benefits concerns memory. Learning requires the brain to encode, sort, and store information, and that process is surprisingly inefficient when the mind is tired. A midday nap gives the hippocampus, the brain's memory center, a chance to offload information into long-term storage so that new material can be learned and retained more easily in the afternoon. Research shows that students who take short naps perform significantly better on memory tests, particularly tests that require recalling facts, patterns, or newly learned concepts. Even a brief nap strengthens synaptic connections involved in recall and improves the brain's ability to link related ideas, which means students don't just memorize, they understand more deeply. This is why a midday nap can turn a sluggish study session into one where information suddenly clicks. Mood is another area where midday naps bring a surprisingly strong advantage. The emotional demands of a school day, group work, social interactions, fast-paced lessons, and constant evaluation place steady pressure on the brain. By early afternoon, irritability, frustration, and anxiety can rise without students fully noticing why. A short nap resets emotional circuits by calming the amygdala, lowering stress hormones, and restoring the prefrontal cortex's ability to regulate reactions and make balanced decisions. Students often wake feeling lighter, more patient, and more optimistic, which can improve the entire second half of their day. This emotional stability also supports learning because a calmer mind absorbs information more easily and is more resilient when faced with challenges. Focus and attention receive a particularly noticeable boost after a midday nap. Classroom concentration naturally declines as the day progresses, not because of poor motivation, but because the brain becomes saturated with sensory input. A nap acts like a reset switch, sharpening the ability to process new information and ignore distractions. Students report that after napping they read faster, understand material more clearly, and feel mentally awake in a way that coffee or energy drinks cannot achieve. While caffeine blocks tiredness chemically, a nap removes the underlying sleep pressure itself, leading to a steadier and more natural form of alertness. This improved focus can transform difficult subjects, especially math, science, and reading comprehension, into tasks that feel more manageable and less mentally draining. The impact on academic performance is one of the most compelling reasons to encourage midday napping. Students who nap regularly tend to complete assignments more efficiently and with fewer errors. They absorb new material faster, retain information longer, and perform better on tests that require reasoning, problem-solving, or memory recall. A well-timed nap also helps protect motivation by reducing the mental overload that causes students to give up or procrastinate. Afternoon classes, which often feel like the hardest part of the day, become more productive when the mind has been refreshed. Over time, this adds up to better grades, more confidence, and a healthier relationship with schoolwork. The positive lifestyle effects of midday napping extend beyond academics. Students who nap feel more balanced throughout the day, with smoother energy levels and fewer emotional ups and downs. They experience less stress, handle social situations more easily, and maintain better overall well-being. The habit is easy to adopt and doesn't require a full bed. Many students nap at their desks, on couches, or even in quiet corners with headphones. The key is consistency. Taking the nap at roughly the same time each day trains the brain to fall asleep quickly and wake up refreshed. In a world where students face constant pressure to stay productive, a midday nap is a gentle reminder that rest is not a weakness, but a performance enhancer. It supports memory, strengthens mood, sharpens focus, and elevates academic performance in a way few other habits can match. With just a short break in the middle of the day, The brain gains the clarity and stability it needs to absorb more knowledge and navigate the rest of the day with calm, confidence, and renewed motivation.